Welcome to another tutorial from Gradelink websites. In this video, we're going to go through the specifics of how you can adjust the tour availability if you have a specific type of availability. For example, we have tours that are available only for preschool, and there are two types of tours for preschool based on the age of the student. So on the tour form, we actually have conditional logic set up so that it will populate the availability based on the age of the student. So as you can see, if I put in a birth date that falls within a 2-year-old, then it'll show this. But you'll notice that on this particular instance, we have very specific tour dates. So the way the scheduler works is you usually have general availability. So for example, if you only offer tours on Tuesdays, then you can set that up. But if you want to set it up for very specific dates in a month, then we have to use something called blackout dates. So I'm going to go ahead and log in here and show how that's set up and how that can be maintained going forward. So once we've logged in, then we can head over to appointments, which is usually at the very bottom here on the sidebar of your website dashboard. Then we have appointment types, and as you can see, there's two for preschool here. There's one for 2-year-old, one for 3.3 to 5-year-olds. And the way we've done this in order to manage availability without syncing to Google Calendar is if we click edit here, here are the standard settings, and under availability we have set the specific start times every 15 minutes, and then tours are only available at 9:15 and at 9:45. Then we have an availability window. So right now our availability window is from October 1st of 2024 until January 31st. If you want to add additional times going forward, you would need to adjust this so that it's out into the future to whatever end date you want to set. So if you're ready to set up tours through March, you would go ahead and set that through March 2025 and choose a date here and then select OK. I'm not going to save changes in this case, but that's how you would adjust the availability window. The other thing that we have set up is team members. So because we don't have a specific team member managing, what we've done is we've set up a team member called 2-year-old admissions and 3.3 to 5-year-old admissions. And the settings are set so that all of the selected team members are needed for the appointment. So the 2-year-old tour requires the schedule of the 2-year-old admissions. So this is how we built in another level of availability into the tour scheduling using teams. So now the key here is, I'm going to go ahead and cancel because I don't want to save the changes. But the key here is you have overall availability, which is determined by the appointment type. Then you have another layer, which is using the team members. And the team member, you have the ability to set up blackout dates. So if I go into team under settings, team, then one of these people, this is just the view name, you need to know which one is which. So click edit. You can see this one is a 2-year-old admissions. So we have this display name set to 2-year-old admissions. So it's simply set up under this person's email that could be swapped out. However, then you want to click on availability and then view and edit blackout dates. So this is how we have set up the specific availability going forward. So if we have, let's say, for example, November 12th, there's no tours on that day, so we're going to click on that day and make sure it's added to this list here. There are some days which are not available on a global perspective. That's what that little global means. And that's handled under blackout dates. So this will block off these dates on any calendar. So both the preschool 2-year-old calendar and the preschool 3 to 5-year-old calendar, it's going to block them off on both. But if you need to block off specific dates just for one type of calendar, that's where you would go into team. Select the person that is assigned to the calendar. In this case, it's M. Larkin, but that's displayed as 2-year-old admissions. And then under availability, click view and edit blackout dates, and then start selecting the dates where 2-year-olds are not, 2-year-old admissions tours are not offered. So it's going to block off the date on the 2-year-old tour calendars. Same thing for 3 to 5-year-old admissions. And another way you could handle this, by the way, is under settings. If you go to blackout dates, you can actually go and select on this drop down and go to the specific blackout dates for 3 to 5 or 2-year-old, or whoever. If you have other team members set up, you would be able to handle the blackout dates for that particular team member. So again, there is no way except through Google Calendar Sync to block off specific times during a day. But if you want to be able to block off specific days for specific calendars, like entire days, then this is the way to do it, using blackout dates under the team members, specific team members. So that's all there is to it. So it's simply a 2-step process as far as managing availability. You want to make sure that, number 1, under appointments, appointment types, and then going into the appointment settings here, under availability, you set the availability window. And then after that, you want to go into blackout dates and make sure that you block off any days that are not supposed to be available on the calendar for that specific tour type. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to Gradelink website support.